What was the worst movie you saw in theaters? Pearl Harbor. I was really looking forward to it because I was really interested in the history and had recently visited the memorial. I didn't realize the director thought some dopey love triangle was way more important than the actual events. I'm dating myself here. But the 1993 stinker My Boyfriend's Back was so terrible that after about 10 minutes, my father grabbed my sister and I out of our seats and demanded a refund, which was promptly given. My slightly older sister wanted to see this movie. We were children. The straw that broke the camel's back was a scene where the undead boyfriend's penis fell off and clattered to the ground. That was the moment we left our seats to go to the lobby. I have only ever fallen asleep in a movie theater once in my life. I love the theater and I love watching even bad movies. Men in Black International was so boring I couldn't help nodding off. Which is a shame because goddamn I love the original three. Strange how a movie about aliens can barely have any aliens and be so uninspired and click, even with a pretty good cast. Son of the Mass. Midnight showing of Eragon. The English Patient. I wanted to see Sack Lunch but was outvoted. Battlefield Earth? Fuck, I watched Battlefield Earth in theaters. I have a story for this one. I was relatively young when Beavis and Butt-Head Do America came out in theaters. Some of my friends had seen it and I wanted to be cool and see it too, so I begged my dad to take me to see it. He eventually acquiesced, and we went. We sat down in the theater and watched for about 5 minutes. I started to realize it wasn't my thing. I didn't want to piss my dad off by asking to leave after I had begged so long to come see it. But I just couldn't take it. I finally said, do you want to leave? And he said, yes, please. Let's go. We walked out of that screening. In the theater lobby we looked around, and my dad pointed to a sign. Star Trek, First Contact. I knew he was a Star Trek, The Next Generation fan. I was starting to be too by that point. We walked into a new showing of that, missing the opening scene, a big space battle, and it still ended up as one of my favorite movies of all time. So I didn't actually watch Beavis and Butt-Head, but I saw enough. And that is one of my favorite memories with my dad. A Wrinkle in Time. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of whatever the fuck it was. So far of the year, Madam Web. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It's so bad. Their transportation mode is some shit like get in this ball and the wind will blow you. But I got the soundtrack on vinyl for Christmas and it had BBB bangers. The Last Airbender. The Dark Tower. I left after the first 15 minutes. Winchester 2018. I went to see it to pass the time because there was a giant snowstorm coming through my area in the evening. The theater wasn't too far from my workplace, but the drive home would take forever in the snow. I left the theater after about 45 minutes and got my money back. Sitting alone in my car for another 3 hours during a snowstorm was preferable to that garbage movie. National Lampoon's Class Reunion. I was a college freshman and went with another girl from my dorm. We were puzzled as to why a National Lampoon movie had so few people in the audience, and Len Malton later said it best. If you went to high school with people like this, no jury on earth would convict you for turning homicidal either. The Meg 2. When I was like 10, as a reward for orthodontic surgery, my mom bought me movie tickets and I chose to go see Eragon. Worse than the surgery. The Happening.